If you've ever thought about starting a poultry farm, whether broiler or layers, but weren't sure how to begin, you're in the right place. Today we're going to break it down step by step how to start a poultry farm with any number of birds you want to start with and turn it into a profitable business or hobby. Welcome to Farmbiz with Markay. In this channel we show you how to maximize profits in farming through creativity. Starting small is actually a smart move and the best way to start. It allows you to test the water to know if poultry is for you or not. This also enables you to learn, manage costs, and grow without too much risk. So by the end of this video, you'll have a clear path to begin your poultry farming journey with confidence before you start. We will also be showing you how to sell your chicken or eggs at maturity. The first question you need to ask is, which part of poultry production do I want to focus on? Is it meat production, that is broiler, egg production, that is layers, or selling other farmers' products? Whichever path you chose will determine your business direction. If you want quick money from your poultry farming, or you are the type that can't wait for 5 to 7 months before reaping the fruit of your labor, going for broiler production or selling other farmers' products ranging from selling broiler chicken, spent or old layers chicken, eggs, or poultry manure is your best choice. But if you can wait patiently to see your birds grow to about 5 months before your layers start giving you eggs for sale, then layers or egg production is your best choice. We will be going through the pros and cons of these choices one after the other. As an intended farmer who wants to go for broiler production, you need to understand that making money by raising and selling broiler chicks or chicken are in 2 phases. One is to raise your broilers from day old to about 3 weeks and then sell them off. This, to so many farmers or people, is called brood and sell. This is because after brooding them, you sell them off, you don't need to raise them till 35 days to get 3 kilograms, which I normally do before selling. The beauty of this aspect of broiler farming is that you don't need much money to raise these chicks to 3 weeks, as you would need if you were raising them to 5 or 6 weeks. There's a great market for this because it's not everyone that has the luxury of time as well as the skills to raise day-old chicks without so much mortality till maturity. Some people prefer to buy these 3 weeks old chicks, especially few weeks or months to festive seasons, which do not need heat or special care to raise till maturity. I know of a woman whom I respect so much. All she does is this brood and sell. At times, she stocks 1,000 broilers, other times she stocks 2,000, and she has been making it big time. Now, I need you to imagine it. If you can make a profit of about 700 naira per chick, how much will you make if you already have a buyer who will come to your farm and clear everything? Let's assume it's only 100-day-old chicks you were able to stock and do your work well, taking care of these chicks with just 2 mortality. How much will you make from these 100 chicks? Let me tell you, with about 700 naira profit per chick, which is the minimum you can make per bird as of the time of recording this video, you will be making a profit of about 70,000 naira in just 3 weeks. If you're able to raise 1,000 and you were able to sell off everything, you just imagine how profitable this is. This is the secret most farmers or people into this aspect will not let you know. Another secret in this aspect, called brood and sell, is you need to make use of professional starter feed to raise your chicks and stock quality day-old chicks. I can tell you by 2 weeks and few days, your chicks will be looking as if they are 4 weeks old, and no buyer will resist buying it. I know the question in your mind now may be, where will I get the buyers to clear these 3 weeks chick? Your first point of call should be the person you buy feeds from. I can tell you they can give you customers that will buy up all your chicks, even matured birds as well as old layers in no time. More so, over time, your customers will also increase if they know you to be selling brood and sell. Another place you can get your customers is main market in your city. Go there yourself or send someone if you don't have the time. Tell them what you do and show them the sample picture or short video of your chicks if they ask for it. If they look great, I tell you they will ask for your contacts and be patronizing you. What if I don't want to sell at 3 weeks? That is, I want to raise them till 5 or 6 weeks. This is where I called the second phase of broiler production. This is where majority of broiler farmers, including myself, operates. I raise my chicks to 5 weeks and then dispose them. By day 32 to day 35, I'm already hitting 2.7 to 3 kilograms body weight. I want to give you another secret in this phase of broiler production. Do not raise your birds above 6 weeks if you want to make huge profit from your broilers.
You may ask why? I will explain. Do you know that the growth rate of broiler chickens does not commensurate with the quantity of feed they consume after 6 weeks? That is, they consume more and convert less of that feed to flesh. This is not what every farmer wants, including myself, so I dispose my birds by day 35 and move on. To be able to get maximum weight at day 35, though, you must make use of professional feed, stock quality day-old chicks from a reputable hatchery, and employ good management practices. There are feeds I will say are not meant for broiler production. Avoid them, and marketing these chickens is not as difficult as you think. The first point of call, again, is who you buy your feed from. They can connect you to customers. Another place you can go to get customers is Main Market in your city. Pay a visit to frozen food sellers or cold room in your area. These ones buy processed chickens and they buy in kilogram. Some will tell you to bring 200 kilograms or 150 kilograms as the case may be. Hotels is another place you can sell your broilers easily.
The next part of poultry production is egg production. If you're thinking about long-term, steady income, then consider layers. These birds start laying eggs at around 5 months old and can produce over 300 eggs per year. That means consistent cash flow, but it takes patience. Once the cash starts coming, it keeps coming on a daily basis. That is the beauty of layers. When I was just starting out as a poultry farmer, I started with 200 layers and raised them from day old till they started laying. When they started laying, my patience and hard work began to pay off. What made me go for layers then was that daily cash, no matter how small, and some eggs for family consumption, and my aim was achieved. There is something I need you to keep in mind if you want to go this route. Layers is very sensitive, unlike broilers. Layers are not forgiving. What you failed to do at one point will reflect negatively on your egg production. If, for instance, you're supposed to administer one medication at a particular week and you failed to do it, you will see the result negatively. Unlike broilers, I have seen farmers who raised broilers till maturity without administering any form of medication, and they all did well. If you try this to layers, you may never get any egg from them. And also, overfeeding them, especially when they start laying, is an issue, so you see how sensitive they are. If you want to go this route, be prepared. You may ask, how do I sell my eggs? Again, your first point of call is the person you buy your feed from. This is because I have seen some people coming to ask them for chicken and even rabbit. That was how I got most of my customers. There is an already established market for eggs, so getting buyers will not be difficult. Do you know even those foodstuff retailers in your street do go to poultry farms to get their eggs? I used to sell to them when I was still raising layers. So before you buy your first chicks, think about your market, your budget, your choice of breed in your farming style. Once you've made your choice, the next big step is setting up the right housing for your chickens. This is one of the critical areas where many beginners overlooked. It's not just about having a space to raise your birds. You need to ensure adequate ventilation in your housing and also avoid overcrowding. This is very important, as this can lead to a very high mortality rate if ignored. A good poultry house does more than just offer shelter. It protects your birds from harsh weather and predators as well as rats. This you do by ensuring you use chicken net to net round the pen. Provide them with enough space for healthy growth, and helps keep diseases under control through proper hygiene, and cross-ventilation is very important. And if possible, make the pen as high as possible. Depending on your budget and farming style, there are several housing options to consider. The deep litter system is one of the simplest and most affordable choices. With this approach, you build a house that includes wire mesh for proper ventilation, a raised roof to promote airflow, and a dry floor covered with wood shavings, sawdust, or straw. For example, if you're housing about 50 chickens, aim for at least 75 square feet to prevent overcrowding while accommodating feeders and drinkers. While deep litter is often used for broilers, it's also a viable option for layers, allowing you flexibility based on your specific needs. Though if used for layers, you need to always pick the eggs on time. Otherwise, they will crack and suck their eggs, leading to a great loss. This is from my experience.
On the other hand, if you're focusing primarily on layers and need a more organized setup, the battery cage system might be ideal since it helps manage eggs and feed efficiently, even though it comes with a higher setup cost. And if you have ample land, a free-range system can be an excellent choice. This option lets your birds roam freely and forage for natural food, which can help reduce feeding costs. Just make sure they have a secure coop to sleep in at night. Once you've got your housing sorted out, it's time to focus on the essential equipment that will support your flock's growth, productivity, and overall well-being. Okay, let me take you through the essential items you'll need to keep your poultry farm running smoothly, so pay attention if you're setting up your own operation. First, think about your lighting system. Your chickens need between 12 and 16 hours of light each day, especially for egg-laying chickens, so you'll want to invest in good LED bulbs or even incandescent lights. And if you're starting with chicks, you'll also need a reliable heating system, such as gas brooders, electric brooders, or charcoal stoves are perfect for providing the warmth those chicks need for their first few weeks. Next, let's talk about feeding equipment, which is crucial for your bird's health and productivity. You can choose between automatic feeders or manual feeders, depending on what suits your style and your budget. For a flock of about 50 chickens, 3 to 5 medium-sized feeders should be enough. A measuring scale is also a must-have equipment to ensure you're giving the right amount of feed or medication to your birds, preventing any waste. And don't forget proper storage. Watering equipment, that is, drinkers, are equally important. Chickens need constant access to clean water to stay hydrated and productive. Consider using automatic drinkers like bell or nipple drinkers, or even simple manual drinkers. For around 50 chickens, 2 to 3 drinkers should keep chickens well hydrated. It's always good to provide enough feeders and drinkers so that they don't struggle for resources. You might also want a water storage tank or bucket, especially if you're in an area where the water supply can be a bit unpredictable. And for an extra boost in your bird's health, adding electrolyte and vitamin to their water can really help, especially during brooding, vaccination, or debeaking. Moving on to health and biosecurity equipment, these tools are vital for preventing disease and keeping your flock healthy. Make sure you have vaccination syringes and droppers on hand for essential vaccines like Newcastle disease. A disinfectant sprayer is a great tool to keep your poultry house clean and free from harmful bacteria. Setting up a foot bath tray at the entrance of your house or pen can disinfect shoes before you or visitors come inside, which is a simple but effective biosecurity measure. It's also a good idea to have gloves and face masks available, particularly when you're handling sick birds or doing a deep clean of the coop. And if an illness does break out, having a quarantine cage or isolation box will help you separate the sick chickens to stop the disease from spreading.
Additionally, keeping track of everything with good record-keeping and farm management tools will save you a lot of headaches later on. Grab a notebook or a dedicated farm record book to log everything from feed consumption to vaccinations and egg production. A weighing scale is essential for tracking the weight of your broilers before they hit the market, and a calculator can help you manage feed ratios, costs, and profits efficiently. Now that we've covered all the equipment essentials, let's move on to the next step, feeding and nutrition. A well-fed chicken grows faster, lays more eggs, and also builds up a stronger resistance to disease. Since feeding is often your biggest expense, it's important to approach it wisely. For broilers raised for meat, your feeding schedule will change as they grow. Begin with a starter or super starter feed during the first 4 weeks to kickstart their development. Then switch to finisher feed from day 29 till disposal to optimize weight gain. If you're focusing on layers for egg production, the plan is slightly different. Start with a starter feed for the first 8 weeks, switch to grower feed until about 18 weeks, and then switch to a layer mash when 5% of your birds have started laying. It's crucial to ensure that layers receive a calcium-rich diet to support strong eggshell formation. No matter the type of bird you're raising, always ensure they have constant access to clean drinking water and the necessary vitamins to boost their immunity. Some farmers even opt to make their own poultry feed by mixing maize, wheat bran, soybean meal, and fish meal and other ingredients in the correct proportion, which is a strategy that can help reduce costs, though this depends on where you live. In my area, I found this to be costlier than the professional feed I am using. With the right feeding and nutrition plan in place, you'll be setting your flock up for healthy growth, better production, and overall success in your poultry operation. The next critical step is keeping your chickens healthy. No matter how well you feed your chicken, if your chickens get sick, you risk losing money or even your entire flock. That's why understanding disease prevention and treatment is key to running a successful poultry farm. Chickens, like any other livestock, can get sick due to poor hygiene, overcrowding, or contact with infected birds. Let's talk about keeping your flock healthy by preventing diseases before they become a problem. For instance, Newcastle disease can cause breathing difficulties, twisted necks, and even sudden death, so it's important to vaccinate your birds according to the vaccination schedule provided by the chick supplier or your vaccination chart.
Then there's coccidiosis, which leads to bloody diarrhea, weakness, and weight loss. Keeping your coop dry and clean, along with administering anti-coccidia drugs if necessary, can help ward it off. Marek disease, a viral infection that results in paralysis and death. It is best prevented by vaccinating day-old chicks. And don't forget fowlpox, which causes scabby sores on the skin and in the mouth. Vaccination and effective mosquito control are key. Here are the best way to handle these potential issues to stop them before they start, which brings us to the concept of biosecurity. Biosecurity is all about keeping diseases out of your farm, and a few simple habits can make a huge difference. For example, always quarantine new birds for at least 2 weeks before introducing them to your flock, as this helps prevent the spread of any unwanted infections. It's also wise to limit visitors to your farm because people can unknowingly bring in diseases on their shoes and clothes. Regular cleaning is another critical step. Make it a habit to change the bedding, disinfect the coop, and keep both feed and water clean. Always practice all in, all out. Do not mix birds of different ages. If any birds fall ill or pass away, dispose of their carcasses properly to ensure they don't become a source of contamination for the rest of the flock. In addition to these measures, daily health checks are essential. Just take a few minutes every morning to observe your chickens closely. Healthy birds are active, have bright eyes, eat well, and sport clean feathers. If you spot any bird that seems weak, droopy, or isn't eating, separate it immediately and look for signs of illness. In addition to vaccines and medications, there are some natural remedies that can further boost your chicken's immunity. For example, incorporating garlic and ginger into their diet can help fight infections and improve digestion. Adding a bit of aloe vera to their water is another way to support a stronger immune system, while apple cider vinegar can act as a natural antibiotic when mixed into their drinking water. By combining these natural approaches with proper vaccinations, medications, and strict biosecurity practices, you're creating a robust defense that helps keep your flock healthy. Now, I will like to add to the marketing or selling of your birds I talked about earlier. It's time to talk about making money. A well-managed poultry farm is not just about raising healthy chickens, it's also about selling them at the right price and finding the right customers. The first step in marketing and selling your poultry products is to identify your target market. Think about who will buy your chickens or eggs. You might sell directly to consumers at local markets, supply fresh farm products to hotels and restaurants, or even work with supermarkets and butcher shops that require a steady supply of quality goods. Don't overlook the power of online sales, whether through social media platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp groups, or Instagram, which can help you reach a broader audience. You might also consider selling to bulk buyers, such as wholesalers or middlemen. This is the third part of poultry farming I talked about earlier, that is, selling other farmers' product, though they often pay lower prices. To stand out from the competition, consider branding your business. Attractive egg packaging, reliable delivery services, or marketing your chickens as organic or free range can help you command higher prices. Once you've honed your marketing approach, the next step is pricing your products for profit. Start by calculating all your costs, including the cost of chicks, feed expenses, vaccination, medication, labor, and farm maintenance. With your total cost per bird or per egg in hand, that is your cost of production, add your desired profit margin, always keeping an eye on market prices so you don't overprice or sell too cheap. For instance, if it costs you $4 to raise one broiler, you might sell it for $6 to $8, depending on demand. You can also boost your profits by selling value-added products like dressed chicken, smoked chicken, or even homemade egg-based products such as pastries. Once you've mastered raising a small flock of 50 chickens, it's time to think about scaling up your poultry business. Reinvesting your profits can help you expand gradually. Use some of your earnings to buy more chicks or upgrade your housing. As your confidence grows, you can increase your flock size from 50 to 100, then to 500, and eventually 1,000 or more. Diversifying your farm can also be a smart move. If you started with broilers, consider adding layers to your operation. Partnering with businesses can provide a steady income too, so look into securing supply contracts with hotels, schools, or supermarkets. Growth takes time, but with good management, strong marketing, and quality products, you can transform your small farm into a highly profitable business. Starting a poultry farm with 50 chickens is a great way to enter the farming industry, and by applying everything we've covered, you're well on your way to success. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon, like, and leave a comment, as this will do a whole lot for us in making us reach a larger audience. If you want to know how much you need to raise any number of broilers to maturity, kindly check out the video up here on how to determine your cost of production. Wish you the best in your poultry farming.